Hey, the week is coming to the end, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at is today's price action for Friday and looking at some key information that we saw throughout the day. And we did lose some key levels here right around that 68,200. We did lose the 70,500 roughly over last night and then into this early morning here for Friday. So those are some key levels. Let's go ahead and see if we can hold around that 65,000. That's always been that top and bottom. So we started to go up and started to break down. But the nice thing is that we are starting to see some consolidation still, and we're still sitting in this key level. We may not see much of a drop. Really, it's people got pretty excited when it just barely moves up. So it's I always laugh in trading because people are so weird when it comes to X or really any social media anywhere on this. Is I don't know. It's 1 minute everybody's bummed out. It starts to go the other way and gets bullish a little bit. Everybody gets super excited, and it's going to go to the moon, and then it starts to come back the other way a little bit, and you hear this negativity again. A lot of times when you hear that, I think a lot of influencer stuff right now in the space are just trying to push energy and get views and friends and likes, and what a waste of time is what I would say. If you really want to learn and do something, get out of that. It is so negative. It really doesn't help you out. The only reason why we're here is because we want to help people out and see them grow and mature. To be honest, every day as I continue to grow stronger into a trader is more pushing me. It's actually pushing me away from wanting to be in the space that I'm in right now with making even these videos and helping out. Just because it's just so. I found that people really don't want help. To be honest, it really, the guy that wants help is going and getting it. Just like myself, when I wanted to learn this and develop myself, I did it. There's people online that I followed and watched, but I definitely learned to stay out of that negative space. So anyway, that's I'll get off my soapbox here. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts and take a look at some price action and see what is going on, guys. So we're here on the 15-minute. This is the trade. You can see it. We have our stop up here. You had your entry right through here, and then you had your target 1, 2, and 3 potential. Right now, price action does say it kind of wants to come back down here in the 65,000 level, and you're probably thinking like, "Hey, why didn't it?" Right? Like you got in your trade, the system that you always talk about. Here it is. Why isn't it just dumping? Friday. Yeah. Always remember that Friday and Monday, and I always count the weekend out. Like weekends are time to hang out, get away from the charts, get away from the trading. Good time to study up and mature yourself if you want in knowledge, but or just relax and enjoy the weekend for yourself. Now, the reason why I stay away from the charts is because you have low energy, weird movement. A lot of times price action doesn't respect what it should respect. It just kind of does what it wants. Then it kind of resets for the day or resets by the end of the weekend or whatever. And then by Tuesday, you're back in the space again and ready to go. So Monday is kind of like that reset typically. And then Friday is kind of the energy die down typically. So you usually don't get a lot of movement. Anyways, looking at the price action here, you can see we did get a nice move, possibly down. That's what the charts were telling us. So you had the daily support up here, and then you had your breakdown trigger down through here. So that's a nice little gap. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the bottom and measure up to the daily support there. So that's a 1.36. We like to be 1.5 to 1.5. So that's kind of that range we're looking for. And is it fall into it? Yes. So then really you're asking like, well, that's cool. But now what's that mean? So let's go ahead and mark the breakout trigger and mark the breakdown trigger. And you might be, let's mark it straight up and down, boom, boom. Then I'm going to drag that straight up and down. I'm going to mark it with the breakdown trigger and see where it goes. It actually lines up basically with the second target. So ideally, this is probably going to go down to full pull. It's definitely in a breakout trade. Like I said, the energy in the space is calling for lower in the space right now. If I do open up one indicator for us, you can see here is where the current energy is sitting in the chart. So it is sitting down here around that 66,200 range. And you also have energy right here that this could easily be eaten up around 67.7 range. It's calling for that lower area right now, at least to go down and test that. Like I said, there's energy is there. People were excited. Everything was cool. Everybody all of a sudden had this excitement because we got above that key level that we needed. And this is a lot of times becomes the crusher for people. So wouldn't surprise me if it starts to go down. Everybody's just like, I knew it, it's over with, and then there we go. The one thing I will point out, just to kind of help that mindset for you, one thing let's go ahead and just make this a little smaller, it's a little easier. You can see this yellow line, that's your 200, and look how steep it is, look how hard it's coming down. So a lot of times it's coming down hard, even though if you rip through it, a lot of times the price action will come back down. So this is kind of it'll slow down and start to trough out a lot of times. And you see that all the time, lower time frames all the way up to higher time frames. It's classic. It's kind of creating that bottom of a top of a roller coaster. When you're at the bottom, it feels like it's pulling you down. You're at the top, it feels like you're floating up there. That's kind of what you're kind of expecting here. So a lot of times when price action starts to break up and starts to pull up, well, the price action is still coming down. So you don't want to get that. You really don't want that price action to get too far away from the moving averages anyways, because the farther it runs, the harder it pulls back down on it. So it's kind of like a rubber band, snap. We want it to kind of pull out a little bit and then come back down, let that 200 moving average start to come down, bottom out. Price action can go down below it or above it, really doesn't matter. That's why I don't really see it dropping very hard from where we're at. It could easily come down in this area though, like you're seeing right now. That would not be necessarily a bad thing, and kind of hold price as it starts to rotate through here and this kind of moves. Now we are on a 4-hour chart though, so this is not going to just bend and move very quickly, but we do want to see it to start plateauing out as things start to regen here. Right now we're sitting in the 1 hour 200 and the 21, that is bearish right now. That's another reason why I could see this break down. This starts to fall down a little bit, and then same thing, that 200's been coming down and then it flattened out and it starts to catch price. This is typically bottom adjustments that you see. That was yesterday's price action there. So just something that keep it simple on trading and charting. That's all I ask for myself. Let's just keep it easy. Let's keep it simple. Like, look for common things that you see in the charts. Like I talk about the 200 and the 21. If you're below them both, they're bearish. If you're in the middle, they're neutral. If you're above both, then you're bullish. You can get into it. Are they crossing or not crossing? And what time frame is it? But just keep it easy for yourself and think of it that way. So that's kind of what our system is. We use a daily support and resistance. We use triggers, what we call them. That's just basically telling you that price action is going to play out or not play out. You can get in. You can see that this obviously came down. It started to backtest a little bit in this area. It didn't actually come back and really give you a nice entry, but it did come up and at least give you an entry right here on the 30-minute open of the stock market today, and then it crashed down, and then it's been grinding down through here. So it does look like it wants to go down. Now, if we wanted to create some patterns, I know a lot of people like patterns, right? You could draw the pattern out here on the trigger. Then you kind of do have this downwards behavior through here. And then you're like, well, what's that mean? I'm going to go from when it broke off this 21 right here to be a little bit more conservative on the drop potential. So that's saying we could run down to what, 64.8 right down in there. Well, we're basically at 65.5 right here. You could also be a little more conservative on when it back tested back up after the drop, and we could drag that out. So yeah, you can see it's definitely down in this area. Right down in here is definitely kind of where it's calling based on kind of this pattern. Now, obviously, you want to see a break of this area for this to start to play out, but if it starts to break, it's probably going to move fairly quick. Definitely could happen throughout the night and play out. So that is Friday for us. And that was price action. Not too exciting, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and put on what a lot of people always ask me is, let's go ahead and say you got in here on the back test of the high. You might ask, well, where do I put my stop? Well, you could put it above the candle that broke. Well, it's actually, you'd want to put it at least up here off that candle that broke through. So it'd be at least up there, and then you traded it on down to the 1. Still 1.2 for an easy Friday move if that's what you decided to trade. Now, if you are looking for a target 2, that's 2 to 1, so $100 on, $200 in your pocket. Now, obviously, if you went ahead and extended it on down to the 3, that's 3, just basically 3.5. So $350 to 1 or to 100. So whatever you put on, you put $1 on, it's $3.50. It's still 3R. I put 1,000 on, it's $3,500. So it doesn't really matter. It's just making it easy for you to understand. It's like someone that you walk in the store with, and they're like, yeah, what kind of hard drive do you need? And you're like, I'm not really sure. And they're like, yeah, there's 1 terabyte, 3 terabyte, and you're like, what does that even mean? Like, how much? What kind of data does that hold? And then they could tell you, well, that holds 10,000 songs for you, or 20,000 files or something, and it's like, oh, okay, well, now you can relate to it. That's why I give numbers to it, so you can kind of understand the move. So that is about it, though. System played out. You can see the levels on there. Like I always say, we do this right at the open. The candle opened way up here. You can see the 30-minute candle print. And then right after that, it just started to move. Energy kicked in. It closed down below and started to give you a potential trade. So that's about it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Have a good weekend. Like and subscribe. Like I said, relaxed. Be careful with the charts. If you do trade, hopefully you have a pretty good system to be able to trade that lower energy. And go ahead and add any comments that you want, and ask questions. Like I said, we are moving in the direction where things probably will start taking away things that we talk about, stop offering it. It always seems like everybody wants to hang out when they find out really where you're at, and they want to copy it. It seems like that's starting to happen to us a little bit, so we don't want to be overwhelmed and exhausted. So we're starting to be a little bit forward thinking and try to figure out where we want to be as we move forward. All that hard work and knowledge that you hear us talk about today on our lives and shorts and these type of videos that I'm doing right now, we do that because we want to help others, and we're encouraging others, which is good, but there is only so much of us that can go around, and a lot of people do want to have our time. So we'll kind of see as time goes forward, because our goal was to do this, is to create that sovereignty in life and financial freedom, which most people are looking for. And then what do you do with that? Do you fill it with more work and more time being used up for doing stuff you like? But I do, myself, I like to go out and enjoy life around me too, not sit in front of a computer and a TV screen and a camera. So that said, we don't really know what we're going to do, but yeah, over the next few months, we'll start making some decisions and go from there. So I'm just kind of keeping it open and honest. That's our goal here. That's kind of how we trade. That's how I chart. That's what I'm telling you when I'm telling you this stuff. I'm not making anything up. Definitely not telling you what you can do or what you can't do. I'm just giving you the opportunity and letting you decide to do with it on yourself. All right, guys. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the recap.